My decision to spend a solo summer vacation in a remote coastal resort, nestled within the untamed beauty of its verdant wilderness and serene beaches, seemed ideal at the time. The first few days were nothing short of a paradise dream: walks along the seashore, lazy afternoons by the pool, and peaceful evenings with only the cicadas for company. It was on one of these walks that I first noticed an old, abandoned villa. The architecture was dated, its outer facade worn by the sea air and harsh weather. The locals informed me of its past, speaking in hushed tones about a family that had once resided there but had mysteriously disappeared overnight. No one knew where they had gone or why they had left their home and all their possessions behind, and the villa had remained untouched ever since. A few days later, a rainstorm forced me indoors, and boredom fueled my curiosity about the abandoned villa. Armed with a flashlight, I decided to venture inside. The once grand villa was now a decaying monument to its past inhabitants. Dusty furniture, cobweb-covered chandeliers, and cracked mirrors created an eerie atmosphere. As I moved deeper into the villa, a chilling breeze followed me, sending shivers down my spine. I could hear the silent walls echoing with indistinct whispers, like secrets being shared. My heart pounded as I noticed a family portrait on the wall. A man, woman, and 2 children. Their eyes seemed to follow me as I moved around the room. A sudden noise from the upper floor startled me, but before I could investigate, I heard a child's laughter echoing through the villa. The sweet, innocent sound was eerily out of place in the dark, desolate mansion. I hurried out, haunted by the echoes of laughter that followed me. Since that night, I can't shake off the uneasy feeling that accompanies the laughter which haunts my dreams, a chilling souvenir of my summer vacation. For the longest time, I'd been fascinated by the mysteries of the deep sea, the realm of the unknown that lay beyond our reach. So, when I had the chance to spend my summer vacation in Florida, I joined a group of scuba divers exploring a shipwreck off the coast. The ship, an 18th century vessel rumored to have sunk under mysterious circumstances, was believed to be laden with antiques and valuable artifacts. While the group buzzed with the prospect of unearthing treasures from the deep, I couldn't shake off an uneasy feeling. On the day of the dive, we descended into the murky depths of the ocean, leaving the familiar world behind. The sight that greeted us was eerily beautiful. The shipwreck, a solemn monument to a bygone era, lay silent and forgotten in the heart of the ocean. We penetrated its dilapidated structure, our flashlights revealing glimpses of its past grandeur. Among the debris, I spotted a doll. Despite the years underwater, it was eerily preserved. When I reached out to pick it up, an icy shiver ran through me, as if the ocean's cold had suddenly seeped into my bones. I ignored it, attributing it to the underwater temperature and the adrenaline of the dive. That night, as I examined the doll under the lamplight, its glassy eyes seemed to stare accusingly at me. In the silence of the night, I was tormented by dreams of the ship's final voyage, the panic and chaos as water filled its compartments, and the cries of the drowning passengers. These dreams followed me long after the vacation ended, an unnerving reminder of the sunken ship. Summer vacations have always been synonymous with adventure for me. This time, I had decided to eschew the traditional beach holidays and bustling city tours, opting instead for a solo camping trip in the wilderness. I had found the perfect spot, an isolated campsite nestled in a forest clearing by a beautiful river. Surrounded by the dense trees and the occasional bird calls, the serenity was occasionally disturbed only by the rustling of leaves and the sounds of nocturnal animals. However, as the days turned into nights, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. One night, I awoke abruptly, my heart pounding, a cold sweat trickling down my forehead. There was an uncanny sensation of being watched. Trying to shake off the disquiet, I stepped out of my tent, scanning the surroundings. Across the river, barely illuminated by the moonlight, I spotted a shadowy figure. It seemed to sway gently in the breeze, an eerie contrast to the stillness around. I called out, my voice reverberating through the silent wilderness, but the figure remained silent, adding to the enigma. Unable to discern any features, the figure seemed to fade into the darkness, leaving me in a state of unsettling confusion The following morning, I discovered a series of footprints encircling my tent, a mute testament to the silent watcher from the night before. The remnants of the footprints, barely discernible against the grass and earth, sent a chill running down my spine. Needless to say, I packed up my belongings and left that morning, cutting my camping trip short. The tranquility of the isolated campsite had been replaced by an eerie dread, a lingering fear that the silent watcher might return. The memory of the figure by the river and the discovery of the footprints still haunts me, a chilling reminder of the silent watcher from across the river. Every summer, I'd retreat to my grandparents' serene country town, far from the hustle of city life. But the summer of my 16th year was starkly different. A local girl, Lily, vanished without a trace, spreading a cloud of gloom and fear that even the sunniest days couldn't clear. Feeling suffocated by the tension, I found myself wandering deep into the woods one afternoon. Amidst the thick foliage, I stumbled upon an old, forgotten cabin. Inside, a chilling sight awaited me. A strange symbol, crudely etched into the wooden floor, encircled by dried, rust-colored stains. The very sight sent a shiver down my spine. Before I could properly process what I was looking at, the cabin door slammed shut, leaving me in near total darkness. Then, out of nowhere, a soft whisper floated to me, a girl's voice that eerily echoed my name. Panic surged through me and I raced out, the haunting echo of the voice still following me. Today, the memory of the deserted cabin, the symbol surrounded by dried stains, and that whisper still haunts me. Lily's disappearance remains a mystery, casting a long, dark shadow over my memories of that summer vacation.